community, kind of, and now black rats are like almost extinct from New York, and the brown rats are the majority of the rat population. It was the whole thing.
Hey guys, welcome
Let's
to
go
the
Skaven.
Insatiables session 19. I cut us in
It was a
early
whole
because I
thing.
wanted you all to know about the rat war of New York that Henrietta was
The rat
telling
war
us.
of New York is real, all right? The black rats were here first, and the brown rats came, and the brown rats are bigger than the black rats, and they've been kicking their fucking asses ever since.
You know, they have that plague resistance too. That gives them +4 to bite. Guys, welcome!
Real. Look it up.
I will take you on your word that vermin go to war with each other. Guys.
I mean, it was all documented in the book Redwall as a very accurate story.
Brian Jock, he's like writing songs and talking about food, and it's just really an allegory for rats in New York.
Rest in power, Brian Jocks.
Indeed. Martin the Rat Warrior. Okay, guys, quickly, tell me how your week was. Starting with Red this week, Red. What are you up to?
Dealing with a puppy.
A puppy? What breed?
German Shepherd.
Oh my god. It's gonna be a big dog, isn't it?
About 60 pounds.
Good.
His current dog is already big.
Anubis died.
What?
Yeah.
That's the biggest news.
So
that-
sorry, Red.
I didn't want to bring it up because it's a sad topic. I missed
I'm
that
sorry.
guy. He was beautiful.
I'm there
Dog that's
with you,
every
Red.
week.
Yeah,
Dogs
that
are-
guy. I had him for
That sucks,
8
man.
years.
Oh,
He was
the real
a
one.
Boxer Dalmatian mix. And he did not... He had both an infection and cancer at the same time. And his body could just not fight it off.
Boxers are one of those breeds, man. I had a boxer named Sebastian. This is getting really heavy, and we can talk about it after session if you want. But I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did
want to
like bring it up at the beginning of
Sorry
session.
for bringing
I
it up.
just wanted to know about the puppy. All right, Nick, how are you doing?
Feeling the inevitable draw of the grave myself. Getting 1 year older.
Happy birthday. I think.
It's alright.
All right, guys, I need you
Is
to
today your
all turn
birthday?
up the happiness level just a little bit. This is supposed to be the good session. I was really excited about this, and now I feel like a
Let's
bummer.
go! John,
Henrietta,
let's go!
Please tell me something good has been happening in your life.
I mean, nothing has happened, so maybe that's good.
Okay,
Uh,
stable.
Yeah,
Stability.
nice and stable, real easy. We hired on another person to help me this summer, so I'm going to be a lot less stressed than I usually am in the summertime.
Nice.
It's going to be great.
I'm happy to hear it. Greg, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing well, thank you.
Hell yeah. Rube.
I'm doing fantastic, John. Just got back from Big Trees, went to a peddler's fair, hung out in a cabin all last night around a big fire pit, bought another fire pit for my house this morning. Having a great day. I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you. Guys, I had a great day. I worked on the kitchen. I was productive. I'm seeing visions from God, I suppose. I'm losing my mind. Hello, and welcome to our session. What happened last week, though? I have no memory of last week at all. Can someone tell me if anything fun or...
Don't either. was
I
very
think
sick.
it's summarized by Big Frog got
Big
defeated
Frog lives
by
on.
Big Frog got defeated by Tiny Flute. Big Mosquito got
then-
defeated by Tiny People.
And then a clown assassin got paid off
Yeah.
for 3,000 gold pieces, which no one ass packs about. It's like, yeah, just give him the gold. Just trust me.
Just give them the money.
Just give him the money. Yeah, we eventually, through splitting the party a little bit and having the weirdest survival montage in D&D history with Disney singing and fire bolts, and just old weird dwarf chanting in the woods and swamp.
Mhm.
We eventually hired a crew, me and Osric, and picked up everybody, and then took all of our not ill-gotten gains, but gotten gains to Ahk-Mori.
Nefariously gotten gains.
I don't think so.
I don't know about
And now we're
that
going
one.
shopping.
That's
Osric
the
is
shopping
out there.
episode.
All right, he's dad shopping. You know, he's got his hand on his hips.
We love.
He doesn't
Bean.
have to debate those prices, but he will.
I do
We
have
will
marked
be
in my
doing
notes that
shopping
Bell
here
killed.
in a little while. However, I am. There you are. I need to just move you up. I rely on the soundtrack too much. Before that, something happened to Pax. And what was that?
Pax was doing dumb things and going around seeing if his bounty was still up. And after he left the shady establishment, he saw a heavily cloaked and obscured figure in an alley beckon him. And he followed.
And that is where we're going to resume on the night of the 23rd of Fantasy December, 2 days before Fantasy Christmas, guys. Or just regular Christmas, maybe. Who knows? No, we don't like that one.
I mean, isn't that the same thing?
Yeah.
Jesus died in your universe? On the cross for the many? What?
It wasn't Jesus,
Pax,
it was a knoll.
we're going in, guys. Pax, you begin to
Jesus.
follow this stranger, heading deeper and deeper into the city you may have visited once, maybe twice in your life, and barely staying. Ahk-Mori is a mysterious, ancient coastal town that is flourishing with the modern world, the modern age. You pass by people in the twilight of the evening as the really lively nightlife begins in Ahk-Mori, especially around the coast where these great big magical lanterns sort of hover or levitate, or maybe are just held aloft by string, giving a vibrant but also somewhat ominous glow to the darkened streets and alleyways you are taking. You begin to head uphill, going north into an unknown city area when you reach the top of a mound that overlooks most of the city. Granted, the great big citadel that sits on the eastern road is just bathed in darkness, like a great big tower of void. And to your, I guess, facing directionally right in the west, there is a grand temple that is luminescent with all sorts of prismatic colors, each representing a different divine entity. You are sitting between these two places, standing overlooking a town filled with life, and to your north, the silent and eerie cemetery of some sort of mortician's house stands before you. The door ajar, this hooded figure already having entered. What do you do?
I put down my pack next to a grave and leave my weapon and uncover my head and go in.
You
Awkwardly, like knocking on the door.
You will find that this mortician's house leads to a very small, let's call it a secretary area, where there is a desk that one person is currently towering over, looking down at you as you have entered. As a little bit of a background, morticians' houses are essentially, oh my god, I'm blanking on it.
Like a morgue situation?
Yeah, a morgue, thank you. I'm like, where's my M words at? It is basically a morgue that prepares the dead for whatever ritual that is needed. Normally this would be a temple or priesthood matter, but just due to how many cultures and gods there are, Some people prefer the morticians who can give a more respectable burial than the more generalist one that happens at the temples. You stare at this hooded figure who, as she lights a candle, reveals her aged face. A woman of long gray hair, of eyes that look deadened from looking at corpses for most of her life, stares at you. There is no true expression, just a stoic gaze that lands on you, Pax, as she speaks and greets you. Pax Posidio, the old man has told me of you. You have questions.
I've several. To be polite, madam, may I have your name as well?
I am Lady Trenia.
Lady Trenia. The old man who kept me here. That old man.
Yes. I am one of his clerics, and you are one of his soldiers.
And I assume that this old man is a god.
Yes. One of the eldest in the human pantheon.
And you see, like, Pax's shoulders unknit a little bit, and he takes a breath as he's taking it in. He's like, do you know what he wants from me, Lady Trinia?
I can make assumptions, but none know what his true intentions are. Long has the old man gotten in the way and guided heroes of every age, starting first with the hero Tyr, who defeated Tiamat. You know of him, I assume.
Yes, the stories were told as children.
King.
Osric is fighting for his life. I don't know if any of you know are watching the cameras.
Poor Osric. Yes, I've heard the stories. My mother used to tell them to me as a child.
Yes. You serve him now, and I know that is not a true choice, but it is the truth. I am one who helps those like you. I am part of the Nightfallen, and my hope is that you will last longer than your predecessors.
The Nightfallen, what is that?
We are clerics of the old man. We divvy up parts of the world that have undead influence and seek to resolve the spiritual problems of our ancestors. You are one such member, whether you made any oath or not.
I'm grateful for the opportunity, but as you said, it's not quite a choice. I fear he's been mistaken. I'm no hero.
Do you believe that only heroes can do what is necessary to save the souls of men?
I suppose I don't.
Then worry not that he has picked you. If credentials were the thing that he cared about, none of us would be here.
In what ways do you serve him? You said to save the spirits
I
of your
help
lands?
shepherd residual, let's call them ghosts for simplicity, and help them shuffle on. Aside from that, I help creatures like you, who are tasked with the more difficult work of dealing with spirits that are stuck in here, spirits that move locations, which is just horrifying, and then the causes that create the undead, such as liches and powerful undead warlords, and more recently, Sarl the Insatiable, who has created balefire entities, undead that are immune to fire and are burning with an ethereal flame. I assume you have not fought those yet, though.
I have not. I've shot a couple goblins, a couple hobgoblins. A weird mosquito. Oh, I mean, killing goblins is just part and parcel for being a caravan guard. But we have run into a strong sorcerer or two in our travels, me and my friends. But no such thing as a bellfire on my memory so far.
They are currently existing within the border region, causing mayhem for the people of Grana, if you know that location.
Intimately, yes.
Yeah. Then perhaps there's more connection than I was told. Regardless, I am here to guide those like you who, admittedly, their patron is a bit of a recluse and loves his insinuations and honestly is just a mysterious bastard.
Yeah, I'll say.
You love it
he
when your
ripped my
clerics call you that.
What's he gonna
Yeah,
do? Say
I
something
can
to
agree.
me? He doesn't fucking talk.
He just nodded and ripped my eye out. He is a mysterious bastard.
It's okay. There have been worse modifications that I've seen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a guy grew a third ghost arm. It was pretty weird.
Sounds kind of useful.
Maybe for people of your caliber. Regardless, not to make light of this situation, I mean, you're basically a slave to a death god. And I'm just like one step
Basically.
on that ladder higher than you of being able to question that entity directly with the ritual spell. But regardless, do you have any immediate questions of your own existence I can help you with?
I've had a vision when we survived or witnessed the remains of a dragon attack. And it seemed to me to imply that he wants me to help to fight flying monsters. And I haven't seen much or had many urges since. If indeed there are these Bellfire creatures in the Grana region, it is my hope to go there and fight them. If only out of nostalgia and fear for any loved ones I had in the area. For what he's given me these powers, but he doesn't tell us what he wants in return.
It is rare that he is so blunt and direct with his, let's call them vessels for simplicity. The old man works in mysterious ways and does not like to directly interfere in the lives or choices of those he empowers. There is something about free will that gives more sincerity to a person's actions. However, if he has chosen you and has given you vision of something, I would look into that. Perhaps read into that deeper. I assume you are an archer by the bow you carried.
Yes, I was only middling before, but I'm much better at it now. It seems a knack that he gifted me.
Then likely he has need of such a person.
What do I do next?
Your exploits are known to this world, Pax Posidio, of the Bell and the Double Ds.
Unfortunate name. We like it, but it is an unfortunate name.
It does not inspire awe or great standing in the noble
sure about that?
community.
You're not awed by my double Ds.
Two dwarves.
A different me in a younger life. Regardless, Pax Posidio. Is that name real, by the way? Is that a moniker?
No, that's the name I was given when I was born.
Sounds like the fakest name. It sounds alliterative, you know? It's like calling yourself
yes,
Dirk
my
Daggers, you know?
Yes, my mother thought it would be best. But yes, I hail from the Posadios of Grana.
Your quest, this Hoarfrost witch and the sorcerer Jonal, who claims to be her, I don't know, long-distant apprentice. Everyone is beginning to hear of your names. However, yours are not the only one I hear in possession of what is known as a spell code. It appears my contemporaries in the western and northern regions of our coalition also have parties vying for their own riddles and magics. It appears a great game is being had with you all as but one group of participants. And I would be concerned if I were you, for this region is quite popular with powerful adventurers who seem to have had the rug pulled under them and are only now joining late in the game.
Yes, we've run into a hobgoblin who had a fantastical spell of summon 500 goblins, and thus made us run into the Delta region.
That's a spell?
He did it twice. There was 1,000 of them.
Horrifying.
But yes, I didn't know there were other parties of adventurers quite so attached to this, like my cohort Jonal, who does seem to share something of the witch.
Indeed. Far to the west, there is a kingdom of blades that a group of adventurers, I forget their name, are currently solving their own riddles. One has even said that they have channeled the power of the Hoarfrost Witch's spirit herself, but to my understanding, that's not possible. Then there's the strange sky peoples of the far north who live in those sea of clouds. They are the ones who also have found hidden workshops of the Hoarfrost Witch. And I find it curious that so have you all. What are the chances that this singular witch who died in her 30s, or vanished in her 30s, made so many hidden workshops, little dungeons, and left so many mysteries behind, like breadcrumbs to her grand magic, which froze Sarl in the first place? It seems ridiculous.
You know, when we went to her workshop, there were statues of the old man there. And a different feminine statue as well. If other people in other places are finding breadcrumbs of hers, could it be other gods?
Perhaps. I have always had my concerns with the Pantheon members that I do not have direct contact with. My own god is a mysterious bastard who refuses to give me a straight answer on most things, and I worry that the great report that we build and trust, or build upon and trust, that acts as our historical foundation of understanding of this world is incorrect. For instance, I don't believe that the gods genuinely care about defeating Sarl the Insatiable. He's but one ancient red dragon who has lasted for over 4,000 years. They defeated Tiamat. Surely they could defeat a lesser creature, not even a tenth of her power. And yet he has lived all throughout the Second Age at the height of the god's power. He has gone throughout most of the Third Age unchallenged until the Hoarfrost Witch arrived. I wonder why it was a witch, a female wizard, was the one who gathered everyone. Wizards are notoriously mistrusted, secretive, conniving spellcasters who just care about personal power. To get the cooperation of every nation-state that surrounds the Kingdom of Fire, that is mysterious.
Very unwitch behavior.
Indeed. I am concerned that what we know is just truth adjacent. And the fact that I am never corrected in my open curiosity by my own deities, I don't want to call it evidence, but it's definitely a concern. Have you run into clerics before?
Yes, I used to have a party member who was, he had the gift. I knew not what god he served. He served some precepts. Or so he said.
Is that not strange on its own face? A god empowering a person based on, I don't know.
Precepts.
Yeah.
Exactly, no. And one of the relics he carried had some sort of infernal machinations in it. We gifted it to a curious creature who then was thrown through a portal to what I could only describe as the Hells, Lady Trinia.
What the fuck?
I know, it was something.
Alright, nobody told me about that. That was not revealed to me in a dream.
Yeah, but that's the only cleric I've ever... I mean, you've seen them at festivals and such, growing up in Grana, but... and you've heard of ones, and you've seen traveling clerics, but the only one I interacted with was Hungwon Jun.
I see. And then, of course, there are the divine adjacents, the paladins and the blessed marshals. It never
of my
seems
party
that
members-
they have true communication with their gods, though. There's always a arm's length they keep from us. And in the Second Age, they used to walk among us. And I wonder just how much we truly know of these beings.
It is concerning. But whether it's just a philosophy for me and you to concern ourselves with, or it's more to do with our, guess what he has us here to do, I don't think we'll ever truly know.
Perhaps. A grand mystery lies before you, Pax. You are in a race, or with a party in a race, that leads in one true direction, where a dragon once lived that should have been killed ages past.
You
I would-
did say that, I'm so sorry, Lady Trinia. You said the Grana region was under some sort of incursion by these Bellfire entities. Has Byleth the Brass not done anything about Sarl's incursion?
Sarl does not incur. The spirits were made from him, but not by him. When an undead is reborn, or is re-solidified from ethereal hatred, they manifest for all sorts of natural reasons. You've heard of ghosts haunting homes. It's not as if a necromancer visited them. So too are the people
That's
who are
true.
burned by sorrow. So strong is their hate and conviction, they come back as wicked forms of themselves. Just their spite remaining and attacking anything that gets in the way. These are the creatures that I speak of, not some undead army.
I see.
Yes. That said, there is an army invading that region of hobgoblins and dragonoids, I'm told. So maybe, there's a three-way battle occurring between monsters, undead, and the humans of that region.
As my path remains unclear, I guess I'll continue with my party members. We'll continue to work on our spell code.
I would assume
From there, I
that
can
is
only-
your path, Pax. I doubt the old man has put you on a path where you have so many rambunctious characters. It is not as though you are a sole champion walking this world alone. You are but one of many.
That's right. This is a lot to take in, Lady Trinia. I'd only assumed. I'm not the smartest in I never was even before the old man took my eye. But I think with the help of my friends, maybe they can help me see clear of this whole thing.
I hope so. I do not keep you here, Pax. You may leave whenever you wish. If you wish to return, all you must do is visit again. I provide help to all of the old man's helpers.
Thank you, Lady Trinia.
Goodbye, Pax Posidio, and good night.
Pax will get up, collect his things, and make his way back to his lodgings.
You will do so. Finding your companions in the tavern. What's your tavern called? Someone name this place for me so I can add it to the beautiful map.
Big Grug's Diner.
Big Grug's Diner?
Big Grug's Diner. Nice.
Alright. Big Grug's. It is now on this map, which I will now reveal to you all. Man, are you guys ready? I work so hard.
You've been hyping this up.
I'm so excited. Behold!
Nice.
Guys. Isn't this so much effort?
That's awesome.
Dude, I love this.
I love
This
it.
is
Love
a
this
biblically
game.
accurate D&D map.
I know, right?
Mount Yorak.
It's actually
That's
perfect.
a cool mountain. We
Yeah.
should go to that mountain.
It's super steep.
fortress
it has
up
an
there.
old fortress on it.
I do love the
Dude, I
two
love
hats.
fortresses.
The two
The
hats
two
on top.
hats.
Yeah. Big old mountain. So, guys, if you want me to give you a little tour of Ahk-Mori, we have Mount Yorak in the top left.
Please.
We have Mount Darnall in the top right. Big ol' dense woods, olive trees. We have the northern section. Most of this is farmland and pasture lands that we don't really care about. Then we have, in the center of the rich quarter, where Pax was just at, we have the high-end shops there. That's where we're going to do most of our magical shopping this session. We have the temple. We love temples. We have the citadel. We hate citadels. Fuck the police. Then we have the produce market, the mid-end shops, regular business on Dry House, on Big Rugs. Markets and shops. Then we have the residence areas for the agrarians. At the bottom left, we have Rowdy Street and the path to the beach. In case we want to turn this into a beach episode, we got the West Quay. This is a deep water harbor. By the way, there is no swimming. It is pure boats and dockyards for as far as the eye can see in this at least 90-foot section. We have the North Harbor. North Harbor's great. Has military ships. We don't really care about
Means
it.
we get to meet Big Rug.
Indeed. We have the East Quay. Then we have the Poor Quarter, where the people are preyed upon by mermaids and nymphs. That's just sort of a daily occurrence and threat to life, much like a tornado or
One second. I locked my boyfriend out of the house on accident.
LOL. Then we have the Prisoner's Tower. We hate the Prisoner's Tower. That's where people are put to die. Oh, don't go there. It's super haunted, super fucked. However, now that we know we're at Big Rugs, if you guys want to have a night scene, or if you guys want me to move you into the 24th for some Christmas Eve shopping, I'm down.
I'm just adding random details to your map right now.
Oh, perfect. As a note, there is a world holiday coming up, which is on the 26th, which I did not see on the other end of my page, called the Day of Tear Sacrifice, where all of you respect the guy who sacrificed his life to kill fucking Tiamat and end the War of Divinity, which brought peace to the world and changed the age. And then there is a follow-up holiday, which only priests care about, so we won't worry about that. So I don't know if you guys want to get gifts for each other, you know, be cute and friendly, or, you know. I opened the session to you all.
I think I would go for a night scene where I will find Jonal probably loudly talking to people in the tavern.
No, I'm hiding
Grug.
in my room.
Okay. Well, then I would look for someone of the Bell and the Double D's who's.
I mean, you
probably
can
not
still
occupied.
find me. I'm just gonna be in my room. You know where my room is.
Okay. Yeah, it's the same room as I'm in. I'm kidding. But yeah, I will go to Jonal, and I don't know if anyone else would be in the room, but I would go in, stiffly, as white as a ghost, carefully unburden myself from things I picked up, walk over to where I guess maybe Belle left some of her instruments and leave the bounty I stole earlier that said wanted Belle and the Double D's information, and just like fold that up and tuck it where I know she'll find it.
Excellent.
And Pax, I guess, just sits on Jonel's bed awkwardly, and turns and looks at him.
I've been wondering, why didn't you sell me out back at that inn?
Oh, I was going to, but I hid first, and at that point, if I showed myself, then I would have had to shoot the little gnome in the face, and that wouldn't have worked because he was a wizard. I totally would have sold you out, Jonal, but I'm glad I didn't, because I need your help.
You've got more assassins on your back?
I don't think so. I shouldn't. Well, I think I don't have any more assassins than any of us have now. I think we probably have the same amount of assassins these days. If indeed that we do. But no, I'm not completely normal, as you've probably guessed. And I talked to someone like myself earlier, and they say that other adventurers and peoples all over the world are also putting together spell codes like you are.
This just solidifies the fact that we need benefactors. We need help to get there first, to do what we have to do. I think we were able to get as far as we have going it alone, but now that we know there are other players who will, they will have allies, they will have friends.
They will have benefactors. They will have powerful people behind them. Exactly.
I don't think we can believe that just with the might of 5 mighty warriors such as ourselves, that we can...
I mean,
4.5 mighty warriors, you know.
Dwarves are pretty mighty. I wouldn't mess with Belle, and you're surprising. You're tricky. No, I agree with you completely, Jonal. We do need to find ourselves some help. I think I've found a small avenue with which to gain a little help in some way. At least information, perhaps. It's a small order called the Nightfallen. I think we continue what we're doing. We look for help, Jonal. I will have to make my way to Grana eventually, but hopefully this quest of ours takes us that way soon, back to the north and the west, as you so commonly, loudly proclaim.
It surely shall. That is the way that all great quests take you.
Yes, so I will tell the others what I found, but I will say I don't trust the people from the Tower of the Inner Eye, nor do I wish to work with them.
Why not?
But maybe. The gnome they sent really just gave me the certain vibe where I just wanted to shoot him in the face. Like I said, if anyone else would have showed up to ask me to sell you out, I probably would have done it in a heartbeat.
It was the smart thing to do.
I know. I don't regret it because I'd rather have you on my side than against me. But I just didn't like again, it's a gnome thing. Maybe I need to look inward. Maybe I have a prejudice from my family against gnomes. Maybe that's something I need to work on as a human. Or whatever I am these days. But I promise not to sell you out, and I promise to repay you, and I hate to say this, don't tell him I said this, and repay Jonal for helping take care of the assassin. Not Osric, sorry Jonal. Repay Osric for their help with the assassin.
Well, the gnome is not the keeper of the Tower of the Inner Eye. He is some, I don't know the right word, corporal or captain, who knows,
Inquisitor.
in their
More of a general.
hierarchy.
Well, it's just the way he came off is that they would take it from us and destroy it, but there's other ones out there. So if anything, if they really cared, they would say, how about we help you use it? Or help you finish it and use it under our supervision? I don't know. The way he frames it.
If anything, they should want us to reach the end where this thing may be completed and thus be able to keep others from it. They should understand. They may not know everything that you now know.
Maybe. And if you would like to write them or probe such an avenue for ally. No?
Writing is beyond my ability.
You can't write.
I can read sometimes, but it takes, my magical essence to do so.
This is completely new to me. I think it's just because you're half-elf, and again, this must be a thing with me being raised as a human. I have to work on this. I just assumed you were well-read, because you seem well-spoken. I could write for you. I am well-read, or at least well-written.
Well, before making such a decision to write them, we should talk with the rest of the crew, for sure.
For sure. And hey, Tier Sacrifice is coming up, so look forward to that. I don't know if you celebrate it, but it's always been a big thing back home.
We have a deep cut to Pax as a kid, looking up at his father and giving him a gift. Tyr may have saved the world, but you're my hero. No.
You could always make a few coppers off of the people. You just carry around some water and sell it at a slight markup when everybody gets hot hanging out around the festival.
There's wells everywhere. That's the only things orphans do, Junal. And people buy it not for their quenching their thirst, but out of pity for the orphans selling the water.
You do realize who I am, right?
Oh, yes, that makes sense. I'm so sorry. There's better ways to make money at things like that, should you be good at cards. But I'm glad to see that we're on the same page when it comes to we're in a little deep, and maybe we need a little help. And I could thank you just as well for, I didn't sell you out, but you haven't, tried to exercise me or anything. So.
You got plenty of exercise walking alongside the caravan.
Exactly. I'm glad that we are the same understanding on that particular subject. Good night, Journal. I am going to go drink away some of my worries.
Good night, Pax.
Pax will go downstairs and sing along to one of Belle's more bawdy songs.
Yeah. Han, I don't know if you missed it, but a sort of national or worldly holiday is coming up on the 26th of December that I forgot about since it was on the other side of my calendar. But basically, this world's version of thanking everyone, Veterans Day, I guess, is coming up.
Okay.
I just want you to know that in case you want to, give someone a gift or, if Thymon's planning to give you something.
Osric's presence is a gift. And he's going out and he's buying all these things for you guys. With communal money. So nice of him.
If communal gifts are
he's gonna be the best Santa in the goddamn world. All right? He's fantasy Santa.
If not the best, the weirdest, Osric.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Santa is a dwarf. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Based, honestly.
It's why the magical dwarves are so few and far between, because they keep getting kidnapped to replace Santa.
Yeah, the last one was Santa.
Why do you think you have so many elves? Just all dwarves as replacements.
I'd put an elf to work. I'd pay
Else
to see
can
that.
do it, honestly. You guys will have a lovely evening if nobody else wants a scene, and we can jump into tomorrow, which is the first day of your long rest as well.
Yeah, I think I added some beautiful paintings to the map.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like Big Fish as well as Olive Garden.
Thank you.
Bufffish.
Buff Fish. It sounds like nobody has any scenes that they are wanting to do this night. So, we are going to jump into our long rest, open up the timeline a bit, and get to shopping. Now, I have prepared some shopping areas and other sorts of, stuff. But rather than just going one by one, I'm kind of hoping someone will take my hand here and show me where they want to go first.
I've got a list.
Well,
And I'm checking it twice.
Oh, shit.
thank you, Santa.
Well, Osric, before we get to the list, who are you taking with?
I think obviously Thyman to help carry things.
Big boy.
Simon's
The
been
double
picking-
D's are
And-
rolling out. The two
Yeah.
dwarves.
I might force who am I gonna force?
Belle.
Janelle to come.
Oh.
No,
Wait, we
not
should
Belle.
make.
Bell's
we
busy.
should.
All right,
Belle's
I respect
busy.
a woman who has
Who's
a
gonna
job.
charm the shopkeepers for the discount?
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably take Belle.
Janelle is gonna come.
I think we should all go. Is what I think.
You all want to go? Osric?
Does everyone wanna
group
come?
Shopping adventure.
It's gonna be great.
But someone,
Axe
Gnome's
is
just
our
gonna come
lookout.
around the corner and see me.
Yeah, and we'll
Well,
stab him.
Jesus
You know which
Christ.
a gnome
All right,
goes
well,
on the
you
market?
can ask Belle, all right, to get you dressed. Okay, she'll make you look real pretty, Janelle.
I'm very good at it.
Someone gotta do this fucking magic bullshit, 'cause I don't understand.
All right, all right.
What does cool robes even mean? Who wears them?
Who wears those?
I think Jonal's just gonna like dress down, dress cheap, right? He's always trying to dress like he's bigger than he is. So, just dressing modestly is one way to not seem like yourself.
Yeah. You avoid greasing your hair this day. You take off your McDonald's uniform. And...
I just put some clumps of mud in my hair instead.
Guys, who is this weird stranger who starts
Don't go too far the opposite way. And now it's gonna be like, why are these normally dressed individuals hanging out with this dirty little slum man?
I'm just showing you around the city.
Oh, I don't like that.
Well, it sounds like you're all going together then. Unless Belle has something else they want to do.
I don't know if I'm not needed, if I'm not schmoozing in the tavern, or like I was gathering information when we last did our like check-in, right? When
Yeah.
you asked what we were doing in our downtime. So I don't know if this shopping is like during when I'm, getting information on the Wizzy boys, or if this is like after. I don't know. You tell me. I'll go along. I don't have a problem.
It could be literally like this is what gets you into those conversations where you're literally just going around.
That's fair. Yeah, maybe
Good
I'm
job.
wandering around with them, posing as a refugee.
Yeah. There was a question I had, but it's suddenly blanked. What store are you guys going to? Yeah, Osric. Let's check down your list.
Hey, we need to start with armor and weapons, which should be, if a salesperson is smart, in the same area. Now, we're doing the buddy system, right? Belle does not get a buddy because Belle is fine. Okay. Janal, you need to stay with Pax, alright? Pax is your buddy. You don't go anywhere without your buddy, okay?
After questioning where these places could be, you will find that there is indeed 2 stores. One is called the Dingo Dodgers, which is set up close to the temple. And on the other side of this great big shopping street, there is the Children of Kenway, which is a weapon shop that specifically refurbishes magical weapons, including cursed ones, which is always a treat. You never know what's just going to show up in their shop. So if you guys want to split off or do 3 to 1 or go store by store together as a group, I'm all for it.
Well, let's go get the plate armor first, because you're the only one that uses armor, Simon.
Oh boy. I love armor.
I heard an from Belle.
I don't know. I'll go give armor with them if we're not splitting up. If we are splitting up, I don't know. I'll go get armor with them. That sounds fun.
Okay.
See, because if you come with us to get armor, you can say, like, this is my bodyguard, I need to be protected, and you can convince him to sell it to us cheaper, because you're such a high, valuable person.
Look,
I'm just a little stinky dwarf.
I had a moment in my brain where I wanted to use my my witch cosplay, but no, I think I'll stick with you.
Okay. Thymond leads the way into the Dingo Dodgers then, and all of you sort of pile into this mid to low tier protection-themed magical store. Aside from the usual song and dance of armor that can be rechained or refitted to fit a person, there is also a magical section. Not of the greatest quality, but honestly, if you're finding magical armor in this part of town, in this city, in this time of year, you're one lucky devil is all I'm saying. You head on up to the local store guy who calls out to you, "Hey there! How's it going? Play up?"
Uh-oh.
Someone talk to me. You're all just staring at me with blank
I'm gonna
eyes.
insult this man.
Well, hello there. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
Oh, wonderful, actually. I was just about to do some shopping,
Oh,
and I was hoping you might help us out here. I've got some strong, burly men that need to feel a little bit better about themselves, you know?
oh no.
A little more, manly with their armors and whatnot. I hope maybe you could help us out.
Well, the clothes make a man, and we know adventurers never take off their gear.
Exactly. You spend so much time in it, it's gotta be fancy-like.
It's true. Oh, Henrietta's the DM now, so she's got to do this voice. So what can I get started for you? Are you looking for just regular gear? Do you want to take a stock at our, what would we call it, our collector's edition? No, they're not collectors. They're enchanted. That's what they are.
Oh,
Enchanted stock.
enchantments are what we're all about. Absolutely.
Well, what kind of size category or armor classification are your friends proficient with?
Oh, I don't know. The big burly dwarf guys, I think they could fit in most things.
Are you looking for heavy armor, sir? He says this to Thymond.
The heavier the better.
No! Well, you're just in luck. We have new +2 chainmail. Oh, it's emblazoned by an ancient dwarven smith, I'm told.
Which dwarven smith?
Oh, I have no clue. I can't speak Dwarvish. Let alone read it. But we have a whole select. We have 9 magical items. John Brake's character. We have +1 chain shirt. We have +2 chainmail. We have adamantine chainmail. Huge. We have breastplate of lightning resistance, chainmail of force resistance. We have not just one, not just two, but 3 different types of mariner's armor, because we're in a nautical city, and sometimes the captain adventurers don't want to drown in heavy armor. And then we have even elvish mithril splint mail. The lightest splint mail you've ever heard that does not impose disadvantage on stealth checks. Not that you guys know how to sneak. If you need me to read back that list, I definitely can. There's also just regular armor that can be resized and fit cheaply to you.
I'll take
That
a gander,
mariner's
boys.
armor, was that mariner's armor chainmail you said?
It is a breastplate, leather armor, and scale mail versions. The enchantment's so good, you don't really care about the armor itself, because, you know, water does not care about armor class.
It's true.
That it does have a tendency to do that.
Yeah.
Pax is interested in the mariner armor.
Which one are you? Medium armor proficient. Can I interest you in a breastplate?
I'd love to look at it, yes.
Yeah.
I have to see if I can use my bow with it.
I believe you can. As a Hexblade Warlock, you are proficient in medium armor, correct?
Correct.
Then a breastplate is definitely going to be within your wheelhouse. It weighs 20 pounds, but in water it weighs next to nothing, as it acts as a flotation device, just like the Mariner's enchantment allows it to. Those of you who wear light armor, there is a leather armor up for grabs as well. And then for those who... Honestly, the scale mail and the breastplate seem to be the exact same thing. The scale mail is just heavier. All of these come out at the same price, since you're not paying for the armor, you're paying for the enchantment, of 1500 GP. In terms of the chain shirt, the +1 chain shirt, it's going to be 1550. The +2 chainmail is 6080. The adamantine, the anti-crit. Basically, for those of you who don't know, adamantine prefix on your armor stops any critical hit from being a critical hit, which is fucking incredible. You don't really care about the AC there either. You just don't want to suffer double damage dice from a size huge monster. Then the breastplate of lightning resistance, chainmail of force resistance, which is also incredible, and probably why it's honestly cheaper than the breastplate of resistance at 6,400, and then the chainmail at 6,080, and then the splint is for 1,800. So if you don't want plate mail, just flat plate mail 18 AC, you could get 17 AC from the splint mail and just not have disadvantage on stealth checks. For your convenience, I will now copy paste this into the chat so you can talk amongst yourselves about how you want to spend your money. I don't know what your funds look like. I've already forgotten how rich you guys are.
Pretty fucking flush.
Okay.
We're doing pretty good. You know, the mithril splint doesn't seem bad. Especially just for not losing stealth checks basically every single time.
Yeah. It's got an elvish theme to it, though, Thymon. Can your pride survive?
There's probably a dwarf in town that I could pay like another couple of gold to just spice it up in a dwarvish theme.
Here, put this big heavy cloak on.
How much was the mariner breastplate?
It's
What'd
all
you
the
post
same.
it? I missed
6,
it.
7, and 8 are all the same price. They're just a flat 1,500.
I will give Osric puppy dog eyes and say, I know Osric, I know that we just spent $3,000 on an assassin, but I really want this armor.
You bought an assassin? Wow.
No, paid off to save my life.
Oh, wow. You guys
Different.
must be the real deal.
Mhm.
Double D's.
And Osric is
What?
in charge of our purse. So I really want this armor, but if we can't afford it, I understand.
I mean, I don't. Do you need my permission?
You have all the money.
I do have all the money. That is correct. Okay, we'll start with that.
The Mariner's breastplate?
Whatever the little man wants. I don't know what else to tell you.
Wow.
I'm the little man. Yes, that one.
I guess we'll start with you then. And he will call out to one of the local tailors on standby to help adjust this new armor to your form. It's quite easy. It's like a 20-minute job for him. Do you want a bow on it? We could gift wrap it if you want. You know, holidays coming up.
No, I plan to wear it out. Thank you.
All right. Any other purchases?
Yes.
What are they?
I would like the... I mean, for 1800 GP, the Mithril Splint's a pretty good deal.
I won't judge you. You'll still have my respect as a dwarf.
When I sneak up on a goblin and tear his head off his body, it will be
It'll be
worth
worth
it. It'll be
It'll be
really worth it. No one's expecting a sneaky dwarf.
No one.
No one. That's when they get you.
That's when they get you.
Jesus Christ.
Are you gonna add that one on there?
It's a well-known saying in our world.
The Mithril Splint is very easy to shift, expand to fill out your larger and wider form, Thymon. The elves seem to, or rather the elven maker who originally made this, seemed to understand that other races would one day want to wear his gear, his beautiful craftsmanship.
Doesn't make me respect them, but yeah.
As a note about some of these armors, the ones that are not, like, enchanted already could be. So, like, the adamantine chainmail, as well as this mithril splint mail, could, in theory, be enchanted later, but they do not come as such. Just by existing, they're already considered magical. But yeah. So we currently have, you know, a +1 chain shirt that, in theory, you could get work done and make it of X so-and-so. But I digress.
Can we knock the prices off of these a bit if we sell them our current armor?
You want to give us your beat-up chainmail and whatever the fuck Pax was wearing?
This is a very rare alligator-skinned +1 leather armor.
Oh my goodness, and yes, of course. Go ahead and knock off, we'll say 350 gold. Solely because someone got shot by an assassin. Or, actually, I don't know if Pax took that much damage.
He did not get hit by the assassin. I got
I
hit
didn't
by
take
the
a single
assassin.
shot.
When have you
I
ever
got
taken
crit.
damage?
Every combat before that.
Okay. So there's like a shank mark from where he was stabbed by like a weird demon thug. A fireball. You know, it's a little battered, but we could make do. We could resell this for sure. As to regular armor, you're gonna have to find some, like, pawn dealer. We're not interested in used.
Not even for like
Monday.
scrap.
No, we don't do scrap.
We
That's
can
what
take
our
it for
subsidiary
free.
does. If you have other magical shit, though, we definitely trade it.
No.
Oh,
You see these cool shoes I got?
hell yeah.
They're not for sale.
Oh.
That's when to point them out. Hydro leather.
He breaks character. Talks like Solid Snake. Does anyone else have any armor needs? Osric, are you a naked man, or are you looking to get half plate, or?
Osric continues to be the true barbarian
Oh.
and go fully shirtless.
Based. Jonal and Bell, I assume, don't wear armor.
I think I technically do, but I'm not a character that's gonna wear a ton of AC.
Okay.
Hey, I mean, we're doing a water thing. If you wear light armor, the leather armor of the mariner will let you swim around.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought.
We do like swim speeds.
Whole reason I got it for where we're going next.
My swim speed is I'm just strong enough. Hopefully, we'll find out.
You just
Yeah,
walk
swim
back.
In armor? Good luck.
Yeah, I'm a big guy. I just climb the water like a ladder.
Yeah, and the dwarven way to swim is they just toss you in the water when you're like 15, and you better learn how.
You sink or you die.
I mean, all dwarves sink. You just got to figure out how to get back up. That's
Okay.
just.
Termination.
Well,
you don't
if
swing,
you wish
sink. That's
to
how they figure out you're not a
revisit-
dwarf, and they kick you out.
If you wish to revisit the shop and make some purchases later, that is also available. But if we are done getting armor for our 2 martial guys, then we can move on.
Yeah.
You guys
Hustle them across the street.
Indeed. You head down the road until you make it to the Children of Kenway, where you see a great big sign out front which shows a broken spear. Which, honestly, now that I've said that aloud, is probably not the best marketing decision ever of advertising as a broken weapon. But it's a deep cut to the lore about a god who got turned into a weapon, so we don't care about that. You all step on in and are immediately overwhelmed by just how fucking magical it is. There's a guard at the door. He, like, checks you guys out. You, like, shuffle your bag of money, and he's like, hell yeah, welcome inside our beloved clientele. And he opens it up for you. The Children of Kenway do not usually make magical items, but they basically have just in stock +1 gear. For those of you who are wanting +1 gear, in terms of weapons, I should correct. Then there is also the back wall, and for those of you who are interested, they even have like a showman who puts on anti-curse gloves who can show you the cursed magical items in the back of the store. He assumes you guys are rich as fuck. You guys look super sick. And, you know, I don't know if Belle wishes to talk about her double Ds here some more as her herald, but yeah. Do you want me to go through... Do you want me to role play as a character again?
Yes.
You would
So
like.
we have a list.
I'm incredibly interested
Hello,
in these cursed
yes,
items,
I'll be
actually.
starting you off today with this lovely oaken +1 heavy crossbow. It comes with its own bolt case, which holds 20, and I mean 20, of the most lovely silver-tipped quarrels you've ever seen. The dwarves say that they are a nation of quarrelers, but with this you'll settle any dispute you see. Next, we have a +1 light hammer. Some say that this is just a singular throwing weapon, but it also doubles as a forging hammer. And honestly, how much armor does a goblin even have? When you take this thing to a wretched skull, it will pop
Are
clean
you gonna do
off.
this the whole time?
I'm gonna do this for 8 more items, yes. We
Please,
have
please keep
this
going.
lovely
Going
+2 battle axe for 1,600 gold. A versatile
Holy.
weapon with a pick on the end for punching through any plate mail that comes your way. Or, I sense one of you might be a dragon slayer. You have an air about you. With this, you can punch through a dragon's scales easy, cutting through the hardest arm. He moves on. This, he grunts heavily. Some used to call this a slab of iron, but I call it a +2 greatsword. It is perfect weapon for cutting into harsh tendons of greater beasts, as well as cleaving down dozens, if not hundreds, of lesser mooks. You call them mooks, right? That's not out of turn.
No, it's perfect.
For our final, just regular plus enchantments, we have a +2 longsword coming in at a steal of 1,500 gold. They say that any man's family has a +1 longsword in the family, but with this amethyst steel blade, you will look like a royal on the battlefield. Oh my goodness. Which one of you is my finesse stabber? Who is my duelist in the party? Raise your hand. Who likes dexterity weapons? Oh, yes, you with the eye patch. You seem like you get into fights constantly. But with the Flame Tongue Rapier coming in at 5,000 gold, you will end fights the moment you draw steel.
How much fucking money?
You thought Pax was pale before. White as a ghost after hearing the price on that.
5,000. Then we have the Giant Slayer short sword for 7,000 gold. Rogues slew giants with this weapon. So good that there's no longer any giants even around Ahk-Mori. If your travels take you far to the north or far to the west, you will definitely want this blade as your sidearm. Who loves throwing lightning around and role-playing as Zeus himself, because we have a Javelin of Lightning for 1,500 gold. If you wish to throw a bolt of lightning and have it... No, this one doesn't come back, does it? John doesn't remember what the Javelin of Lightning does.
I think Javelin of Lightning does come back.
Then if it does come back,
$1,500.
this will be the last javelin you will ever need, as it will always return to your hand after being hurled like a powerful god.
Add that one to the pile. Yeah.
Go ahead and spend 1,500 gold. For our members on the cheaper side, we have the Vicious Glaive and Vicious Morning Star. No +1 enchantments, but it is a magical weapon, and on a critical hit, I believe it does 7 extra damage, as well as the damage dice. For those of you interested, we could also show you our curse selection. I will warn you, these items are only meant for the strong of arm and the strong of will.
I'm a little interested.
Tell me, do you know about the hero, also known as Dragon Fucker Dan?
No, please.
We have one of his collection, his supposed Ore of Beating. We were able to identify this item to at least get its name. However, it is a terrible, terrifying weapon that any person you beat with it will assuredly not get up. John will mechanically tell you that this is a +1 glaive that deals bludgeoning damage instead of slashing damage. However, while you are using it, it will give you an inferiority complex, for you are nowhere close to the caliber of Dragon Fucker Dan, which stops you from being able to critically hit with the weapon, but it deals a flat +3 damage with every attack.
Is this the same Dan that may or may not have fucked the gold dragon that we all know?
Oh, Shell of the Seven Rivers, yes. I'm told that he and her were quite intimate in one occasion.
What a lucky guy.
No, yes, I'm told. Quite the adventurer. Also, these cursed weapons are also on incredibly low discount, being 1,000 gold for just this Ore of Beating, which is, quote, in the Part of the Dan collection.
There's a collection.
There are more items of the Dan collection out there. We have the Chitinous Cleaver, for those of you who like scimitars. This one will let you communicate with bugs of greater intelligence, but you will, 1, horrify your party members as you speak bug, And 2, always be aware of just how many ants are surrounding you, which I'm told is in the millions at any given time. Consider it like a weapon of warning, but for ants.
Pretty useful.
It's 500 gold. We next up have one of our legendary items, known as the Gorilla King's Arcane Bow. It is a +3 longbow that requires either 20 strength to use normally, or for you to expend a spell slot to activate the arcane sigils to draw it back. If utilizing a spell slot to fire, it will deal an extra 1d8 per spell level's worth of damage. On a hit, you can still miss with this weapon, so be aware you're gambling. This bow will also deal triple damage dice on a critical hit instead of 2 times damage dice, and will require regular ammunition to fire. It does not generate its own arrows. However, the main drawback of the Gorilla King's bow is this bow has a tendency to resize based on who's firing it. So he will show you that without it being touched, it's the size of a short bow, but when he picks it up with his gloves, it almost becomes as large as he is. It's like 5'10" guy. And he will tell you that if you channel it with a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, it will be impossible to draw again that turn. Making it a potential 1-weapon attack weapon, which is why it's only 15,000 gold pieces. The final one.
Can I go? Okay, never mind. Continue.
I'm sorry.
We're almost
Did
done.
you have questions
We're almost done
about
with the
any
showcase.
of these items? I've just been talking.
No, you just. I mean, I have a
Well,
list.
There's one left. There's one left. So
There's
let's just
only
hear it.
one
Yeah,
left.
this
It's
is
called
let's hear the one left. No,
the
I was,
Staff
I was,
of the
I-
Chained Demon. This quarterstaff is said to have been bound, or rather, has bound part of a great demon's power. It looks like a shepherd's cane. It has a great big metal ring on its centerpiece where you hold it. When you use this staff versatilely, so with 2 hands, it has a 15-foot reach and summons a true necrotic damage arc that attacks its target. This true damage ignores both necrotic immunity and resistance. And also has a 15-foot reach, so pretty cool. On the downside, this staff is immune to the Identify spell. It is clearly haunted by a malevolent demonic spirit. If not held, it has a habit of levitating menacingly and generates a dark light aura that glowers with eldritch intelligence. It may sing to you, and it is only 600 gold pieces. Please buy
I
it.
will.
That seems pretty worth it, guys.
I will turn to Pax and say, "Wasn't that a symbol in the?"
Yes, the shepherd's crook was a symbol at the
with
workshop.
the orb or with the
Yeah, it looks
ring on
very
it,
similar
too.
to that. Yeah, it looks just like that.
I have posted all of the weapons and their descriptions if you wish to take a closer look at them.
Is this inspiring you, Janal? Better than a fucking dagger.
The problem
I
is I
mean-
can't swing this very hard.
It has
The
a
dagger I
15-foot
can-
reach. I mean,
What more could you
that's
want?
good.
Would you like to try it out? We have a range in the back of the store.
You have a range.
Yes.
Janal, look at that.
Would
what
you like
else
to
could
try
you
to
want?
fire the Gorilla King's longbow?
How much does it cost to try it?
Nothing. It's free.
Yeah, we're actually strong enough to pull that without needing a
Yeah, I would
spell
let's
slot,
go.
Right.
Let's go. I'll try the Gorilla King bow.
Fine, man.
But
This
one of you
thing's
two-
fucking massive compared to you. You're holding out like the base of the handle as you pull it back. This is like sized for a silverback gorilla to fire. Like, unironically.
Yeah, but I have the strength of a silverback gorilla.
True. Make an attack with dex, I guess. I don't know. Add +3 to it. If you end up buying this bow, though, and keeping it from PAX, it'd be really funny.
Pax, do you want to try the big bow?
For the price,
Big bow funny?
it's not that great. I think for the price, that quarterstaff is pretty great.
I mean, I will try the big bow, and
You try out the big bow.
Yeah. How much was this bow again?
15,000 gold. It's killed several adult dragons.
Yep. Yep. Well, I'm not strong enough to pull it back, but maybe, and I will spend a spell slot.
You watch as the arcane runes along the side begin to glow. You hear in your heart like the pounding of something on your chest. Like an ethereal gorilla is like, yes, do it.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I will fire this crazy bow at whatever target they have.
Come on, make a critical attack. Do it. Shoot the shot, Pax. Oh! So high. At +2 to that makes it a 28. You would be dealing 1d8 piercing plus 3d8 additional piercing damage. So a casual 4d8 plus your charisma modifier on a single attack. That's pretty good.
+3.
I'd say.
A +4.
Oh, +4. Wow.
17 damage with one hit.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's like 3 Eldritch Blasts.
It's so expensive, though.
It's lightweight.
We've got to get the staff. It's a sign, right?
Staff's, it's a good deal. Let's get
Quarterstaff
that right
uses
out there.
dexterity, right?
It's a very good deal. Don't look too deep into that.
I won't. I'm already so haunted already. I mean, there's only like there has to be a cap somewhere.
For sure. We can box it up for you.
If you do it without gloves, I'll let you.
Here you go. He hands you it with gloves on. Go ahead and subtract 600 gold and someone add that to your character sheet.
I'm pretty sure we should give it to Janal. That's my feeling.
What? Why?
It's got that nice long reach. You can keep people away from you.
It's a dex-based weapon. You have to
It's
have
not a
dex-
dex-based weapon. It's a strength-based weapon.
A quarterstaff?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I thought quarterstaffs were dex-based.
Nope.
It's because
It's a
you're
strength-based
monk
weapon.
build. Monks turn everything into dex-based weapons.
That might be why, because I did use the quarterstaff as a monk.
I mean, I will hold on to it if you guys want me to hold on to it, but one of you will have to carry around my water, because I can't carry my water anymore if I do.
I'll hold on to the staff for now, right? I already have a little bug in my arm that allows a eldritch being to control me and to beat up halflings, okay? Like, I'm just adding more haunted abilities to my person of just, I can't control my body sometimes. It's natural.
This bow is really cool, but I don't know. It's a lot of money.
There's a lot of money.
And I only have 2 spell slots a day, so I can fire up to twice.
You know, sometimes it's all you need.
It's a
Daddy's
+3
gonna have to put
though,
his foot
so-
down about this, alright?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about becoming a wizard so you could get more spell slots?
I hate wizards. Wizards suck. I hate wizards. That being said, is there any other bows you might have?
We have a heavy crossbow.
Yes, you mentioned.
Simon, are you actually taking the quarterstaff?
Yeah, I'll hold on to it.
Okay.
I mean, if push comes to shove, I can start also like wielding a shield while beating people up with the quarterstaff, which would be funny.
It's got a nice long reach.
It has 15 feet of reach. I mean, that's a good reach. I've
Only
had a
when you
large
use it
problem
with
with
2
not
hands.
hitting things. Oh,
Only when you use it with
that's
two
fine. I've
Yeah.
had a large problem of not being able to catch up to people, so while they're running away, I can just...
True. Super polearm.
It's my backup weapon.
Okay. Any other purchases we want to make?
I think what else we have on the list is bow and arrows, maybe a quiver, something magical of that sort.
You would have to check the Wondrous shop for magical quivers. We don't carry magical accessories. It's against the city ordinance.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Your shop isn't very wondrous.
It's true. We're here because we care about practicality and efficiency of our clientele.
Okay, but
are you interested in this aura beading part of the Dan collection? Do any of you
do
wish
you
to
have any
empower...
great axes?
I'm sorry?
A great axe. A nice big axe. Great axe. Not battle axe. Great axe.
We could have one ordered if you'd like. But it wouldn't be here till the end of the week.
Too much fucking work.
Okay.
Do you have a dagger?
A dagger? Yes,
For this
magical
guy.
daggers are all the claim. He shows you just like a full cabinet, like a Walmart cabinet, just filled with knives.
Jesus. Alright, Janelle, go have fun.
Are they all just +1 daggers?
Yeah,
or...
they're all +1 daggers. Yeah, some rogue keeps buying our +2 daggers in bulk. I think he keeps throwing them.
That seems like an expensive thing to do.
Hey, he's rich. I mean, you don't question what your clients do with your product once it's out of his store's doors.
I don't think I need these daggers. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I wish you a lovely day, and why don't we take a quick little break, and on the other end of it, we'll visit some more shops and get some more items.
Good.
Guys,
Sounds
we'll
good.
be right back. Woo! Gamers, we are back. Welcome. Where are we going to next, Osric, now that you have retroactively purchased a +2 greatsword?
Well, we need to get something for PAX. So if that's finding a magical quiver somewhere, let's do that.
You want to go look at our wondrous selection?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not just looking for things for me, Osric. I mean, Belle could be looking for an instrument.
Or that.
Yeah, it's really good. Where'd you
whatever
find
bards
magical
look for.
instruments?
Usually have them custom made by magical bards. But Greg looks to be playing Raven's Watch right now, so I'm not sure.
No, it's just on my other computer. And my laptop has all my Steam games, and I left it on to come join you.
Let's see here. Does that work?
Ooh! You guys will head to the the Yawning Ocelot. You will find a man spinning what appears to be some sort of, I guess fetish is the proper description of it, but it seems to be some sort of wooden charm, or maybe even an arcane focus, that he's sort of swiveling in between his fingers as you enter his dreary little store. He greets you all, even though he seems entirely, just absolutely disinterested in all of your guys' existences, and he kind of quietly calls out, "Welcome to the Ocelot."
Your finest ocelot, sir!
The Yawning Ocelot?
Yeah, whatever. What do you want?
Oh, I'm looking for anything to do with archery, my good man.
Archery. I heard there's a pretty cool gorilla bow in the store next door.
I know, and I'm so tempted to go buy it.
He burps.
Bless you.
I'll take a look around and see if anything interests you. I can't promise you, though, that there'll be anything you actually want.
Okay.
He just kind of watches you boringly as you all filter through the store, looking at all the neat and wondrous gear. You will see this cool bronze bull that seems to be inlaid with, like, an acid-washed gold. There is, like, a small, almost pool of water that continuously bubbles at the base of this great big bowl. Some of you will find that there is a large brooch attached to a display cloak. The cloak itself is just a piece of cloth on basically a wooden armor stand or a mannequin light thing, but it is a very cool looking magical brooch that if you touch, just by, you know, out of curiosity or whatever, you smack it and you will immediately feel like a shield of force protecting it. This brooch is made out of silver. It has a great big shield with some sort of divine marking upon it. You will see 3 cloaks that are standing side by side, but when you touch one, it's just not there, and if you touch the one in the left, it is also not there. Then you touch the center, and that's not there, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? And then you touch beyond these 3 cloaks, and you will find that there is a cloak of displacement on sale, made out of this black panther-looking leather, or hide. Maybe in the weird gimp section, you will find 2 great big chains with good old cuffs linked on them, with symbols of the primordial language written upon them. You will find a blinding drift globe that can be activated as, like, a fun little try me switch, or try me button that's on sale that just illuminates the room and blinds you briefly as you stare into what is essentially a piece of glass that creates daylight. There is a great big elemental gem for sale as well, a yellow diamond. that when you touch it, you hear the grumblings of, I believe, a water elemental? Is that the yellow one? No, an earth elemental, excuse me. You will see that there are gloves specifically to catch missiles, but nothing of the like of a magical quiver. Also in the glove sections, there are 2 pairs of gloves of thievery for sale. In the wizarding section, you will find that there is a necklace of fireballs that has 2 beads on them. That has a discount on it for 480 gold. I can go through all these prices, but I won't just immediately. I want to get through all the items. One of the more expensive items that would probably set you guys back a lot is a mantle of spell resistance. This great big cloak would give you advantage on spell saving throws, or saving throws against spells, excuse me. And then there is, finally, Qual's Feather Token Bird. What the fuck is this thing? I don't remember everything off the great big compendium here. Feather token. There we go. Qual. Bird. This item will let you literally summon a rock, which is a monstrous bird, which will be able to effectively carry... It's basically a secondary magical carpet for 3 hours a day or for 144 miles. Which is quite nice for short jaunts and backup travel, I suppose. It's much faster than your flying carpet as well. What is this?
I think it's going to be expensive.
Yes. There is one last thing. There is an Ioun Stone for sale as well. This one is currently sort of circling over this guy's head, and honestly is pretty fucking cheap comparatively for what it does. This is an Ioun Stone of Fortitude, which would increase someone's constitution by 2 to a maximum of 20, while this pink rhomboid orbits your head. So yeah. If any of you are interested in those items, I can give you a price point.
Yeah. How much for the orb thing?
The Ioun Stone?
Yeah, that one.
That is just 3,000 gold.
That's cheap.
Or plus 2 fortitude item. That is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
How much for the drift globe?
The drift globe is only 750.
Yeah, so I think we're buying the stone.
Okay.
I'm interested in knowing the prices for the brooch of shielding and the spell resistance.
And the spell resistance. The mantle? Yes.
Yeah.
The brooch of shielding, which is also called the Wizard's Bane brooch, goes quite expensive for 7,500 GP, which is a pittance compared to the mantle of spell resistance, which goes for 30,000. That said, just throwing on a cloak and getting advantage to all spells is quite considerable.
How much is the Cloak of Displacement?
That is even more expensive at 60,000.
Yep. And the feather token?
That is 3,000.
3,000 only? To summon a rock?
It can't.
Is it a one-time use thing?
No, I don't think so. Let me check. Use an action to toss the token 5 feet into the air. If a token disappears, an enormous multicolored bird takes its place. The bird is just over a rock, but it obeys your simple commands and can't attack. Carry up to 500 pounds, blah, 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 blah. With a 1 hour rest for every 3 hours of flying, or 1,000 pounds at half that speed. The bird disappears after flying its maximum distance for a day, or if it drops 0 hit points, you can dismiss the bird as an action. I assume you could reuse it. No, it is a single-use effect. So basically, it's a get me the fuck out of here right the fuck now. Because it's not like it has 1 hit point. It will have the health of a rock, which is incredibly hard to take down with any singular attack. So say you're on a mountaintop being attacked by a dragon, throw it up, you hop on the rock, and you fly the fuck away as fast as you can.
Okay.
How much was the Earth Elemental gem? Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Only 1,000 for some reason. It seems to be a sale on the Elemental gem.
I know they're one-time use.
But you summon a CR5 Earth Elemental to cause chaos.
Yeah.
I think it listens to your commands as well. Oh, it's the Contra Elemental spell.
I think that's worth getting.
So yeah, 1,000 gold to do a 5th level spell. It's pretty nice. The Necklace of Fireballs is also 480, which, you know, for non-spell casters could be nice.
Mm-hmm.
We should get the Ion Stone, the Drift Globe, Necklace of Fireballs.
How much was the Drift Globe again?
750.
750?
750.
750. And 450 for the necklace?
480 for the
480.
necklace.
480.
Wasn't there a cloak of protection?
No.
The
There's a
brooch
cloak
of shielding, I think.
Oh.
The brooch of shielding. Do you want the brooch of shielding, Janelle?
I'm just thinking that we know there will be spellcasters searching for this item. Anything that we can get to harden ourselves to their ire will be very valuable for us.
It's also flat resistance to force damage, just while equipped. So, that's nothing to sneeze at.
And what does the mantle do again? It gives you advantage on spells?
On
advantage
all
on
spells,
saves,
yeah. On spell saves.
Yeah. I don't think we could afford it and anything else, pretty much, at this store.
Okay.
Because right now this puts us at over 10,000, which means we would have about 40 left-ish.
Which is still a lot of money.
So, I mean, if we want to spend almost all of it...
Exactly, yeah.
Then we can get those 2 items, right? Because between the 2 of them, they're 3,750 or something? 3,700?
Yeah.
Hang on.
But that would put us basically 2,000 gold, which I guess is still a sizable chunk.
I will say that there are 2 more shops after this. One that sells potions, and one that specifically sells jewelry. Like rings and necklaces.
I like jewelry.
Alright, so
I
maybe
think we should get the brooch.
Consider. Well, let's consider and
let's.
come
I
back.
think
Keep
we
it in mind.
should go to the other 2 stores first, because, like, let's say there's something we absolutely all think we should get, and it will cost a lot of money, and it's better than the previous 2 things.
Yep.
Okay, so we're getting the stone, the necklace, the globe, and what else?
I think that's it, right?
Yep, stone necklace.
I think those are very good for the party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The necklace of fireballs has 2 beads, so only 2 uses of that. Just be aware.
Yeah, but it's 480 for 2 uses of fireball.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good deal.
Pretty good, yeah.
It's a really good deal.
I just want someone to... Whoever's keeping track of this didn't note that, in case I lose my tab and can't bring that back.
Necklace with 2 fireballs. This is a AC. No, this is Constone. Plus 2. And the globe thingy.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it does.
Electric globe. It's just a light.
Magical light.
Ozrick's over there in the corner. It was like the fucking globe thing that Pax wants.
Oh, we don't have to carry torches anymore.
Can also be
I don't have to
used,
carry
I think,
torches
once
anymore.
per day to cast the daylight spell, which is just
Oh, that's pretty
It's
good.
great.
really good.
Okay. Can I guess we move on to the next store with all these things?
Yeah. Where would you like to go, knowing that the jewelry, Jay's jeweler, is going to be the more expensive one?
I think let's start with jewelry, and we'll save potions for last.
You go by a sign that says every jilt begins with J. Jay's Jewelers accepts that adventurers are town-dodging bastards, and leaving behind jilted lover is a common theme amongst their class of people. He has now been suffering, like, a bunch of bad publicity, solely because he's feeding into that narrative of just... an adventurer can't be a good person. Jay, however, himself is just a shit-eating bastard who is the happiest guy. Oh, more adventurers! Yes! Are you here to get rings for your loved ones and or murderous homeless companions?
Yes.
And welcome to Jay's Jewelers. Please take a look around. He will show you that he has a bunch of rings for sale. I think the cheapest one is 1,500 gold. They are a matching set of water walking rings. Actually, no. I'm a liar. The rings of warmth are the cheapest. Going for 1,000 gold, and there are 4 sets of it. For some reason, here in this Mediterranean-like climate, nobody wants to buy a ring of warmth. Who would have thought? And yet I have them, so if you're going into a wintry hellscape, they may save your life. I also have rings of resistances. I have 4 rings of resistance. 1 poison, 1 lightning, 1 psychic, 1 necrotic. I have a ring of feather falling, a ring of jumping, a ring of regeneration in case one of you's lost the big toe. I have a ring of spell storing, which is by far my most expensive one, going for 24,000. I've got a ring of swimming, the rings of warmth, the rings of water walking, and for my perverts in the room, because I know there's one of you, there's 5 people here after all, I have a ring of X-ray vision. It will not do what you think it does. It lets you see through objects, not people's clothing. Yeah,
It's weird how you marketed that for perverts, but then not for perverts.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I've had a return customer who keeps getting the wrong impression of what this store's about. I'm like, no, different kind of rings are sold down the street. Go that way, loser.
Oh.
There you go.
Took me a second.
We huddle. I think we form a huddle. The rings of warmth seem quite particularly valuable for where we might be going.
Mm-hmm.
I won't lie.
How many does he have?
4.
There's 4.
Rings of feather falling are always quite nice, I suppose.
I'm just going to copy and paste the number of stuff, as well as the prices. The other one I did not have copy-pasted in my Word document, so I couldn't do it. But Jay's Jewelers I do have. You will notice that these are very expensive, but they are very good. Magical rings for sale is not a commonality in this world.
We could do all 4 rings of warmth.
Okay.
You want to put them on our consideration list, and we can. I mean, I'm getting to the point where the things I want are more than our budget.
I mean, I personally think a ring of water walking is always useful.
Doesn't let you walk under the water.
Yeah, but when you're wearing big, heavy armor and we're constantly traveling over rivers and water, one of these combats, I'm gonna tumble over, and being able to just stand up and walk back to the boat is gonna be a lot more useful than sinking.
True. As a little note, the Ring of Swimming is one of the non-attunement rings. At least in terms of... Like, it's a high gold cost, but it's just a magical effect that you have constantly going for no real attunement cost. So for those of you who are genuinely worried about drowning, that is probably the best ring here. You're also planning on doing an underwater adventure, and swimming is... I have to recheck swimming rules, but I think it's at most difficult terrain speed. So if there's any underwater combat, we are going slow.
Would the ring let you swim if you have heavy armor on?
Yeah, it gives you a swim speed.
Ring of swimming?
Yeah. So swim speed does not care about your weight or armor.
Like, okay. What are the 2 things that you're considering, Janelle? It's the 30k mantle, and then what's the other thing?
The 7.5k birch shielding. Then the 4 rings of warmth and the ring of swimming. I think all these are good. Things we should consider.
Yeah, hang on. Let me do the math while you guys keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else. The Ring of Spell Storing and the Longbow would work together. For those of you who are interested in firing that bow non-stop.
It's only 39,000 gold.
Yeah, just
that combo.
Casually letting it eat a 5th level spell slot and just obliterating someone.
Look, you know how in like Baldur's Gate there are some high-end items and that you can do some cool combinations? We're at that point now. I know it came a little early in our campaign, but you know.
It's synergy. We can synergize.
Synergy.
For some reason, this bow just loves doing a lot of damage.
The person said that Osric could order a great axe. I was going to see if they could order a longbow.
Okay, if we got everything that we wanted, we'd be spending 57,000 gold total today. And that would leave us with 1,000, less than 1,000, sorry, 20 gold left.
Does that include your gems?
Not including the gems.
Okay.
Not including the gems. I'm not including them in that number.
So that's
this is just the gold.
Value, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a little bit of... If we do all of that, we still got a little bit for potions and shenanigans.
It's true.
Yeah, actually, I think we have less than that, because we spent 3,000 on your fucking...
Did you not subtract
Assassin?
Not on the thing, though.
Okay.
So -3 for that was 55, and then we both took 1,000. I have 500 left. How much did Pax have left?
400 and all the rations and everything.
Yeah.
599.
Okay.
So,
do I go to the potion shop and then we can circle back and figure out what we want?
yeah, let's go to the potion shop and then we do our final shopping.
Okay.
Yep.
you guys will head to the Adamantite Elixirs, the premier potioneer and alchemist for all your transfiguration needs. Staffed by Adam Piper, son of Marka Piper, maker of a lycanthropy cure, 10% of all proceeds will go to the charity for the Fae afflicted, those who help the people afflicted by life-altering transmutations caused by Fae bullshit. There is quite a few deals in the Adamantine Elixirs, because some of these potions do have expiration dates, as well as just the personalities of the store owner. There's a lot of potions here, so I may just copy and paste them, because they are not in any conceivable order. Here we go. So, first up to bat, we have the Potions of Climbing. There are 6 in stock for 180 GP each. We have the Potions of Diminution, which turn you small as though you have been reduced by the Reduce/Enlarge spell. However, if you buy a Potion of Growth, which is the enlarged version of this potion, it costs 189 instead. We have the Potion of Fire Breath. There's just one at it for your arsonist needs. The Potion of Flying used to be 2,000. It got marked down to 1,000, but it expires in 30 days from now. Potion of Gaseous Forms. You become Mist. Potions of Greater Healing. There are 2 of. Potions of Growth. There is 1. Gets you a 30% off. The Potin, not Potion. Whoopsie. Typo. There are 7 regular Potions of Healing for 50 gold each. Ooh, Potions of Mind Reading, but if you claim that you are a couple, you will get a 10% discount. So that you can read your lover's mind.
Potions are a couple.
Of Resistance.
Couple of dwarves.
Ayo.
Ayo. And then there is a potion of speed for sale, but there is a warning that you cannot resell it for hire. There is a black market out on them, and there has been an Alchemist Guild ordinance that has, sort of forced these guys' hands to report to the police if they think you're suspicious.
Okay. I did all the math. So if we add in the gems, then we should have enough to buy everything that we've considered so far, and have 9,159 gold left over to spend on potions.
Which would just about buy this guy out of potions.
Yeah. So if you want to buy all those previous things that you wanted, we can actually do that. Except for the gorilla arrow thing. Not that.
Yes, of course.
You want to go over all the items we're considering?
The ring of swimming, 4 rings of warmth, the 30k mantle, and the 7.5k brooch.
And the mantle and the brooch are going to Jonal to just be
Jonal.
anti-wizard.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Those are
can do that for now, at least. I don't know.
I mean, that's just my idea because, like, you have our most valuable item, and wizards are so far going after you nonstop.
You're also real
Yeah.
squishy.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
would be a bad idea to get me held person in the night and then someone walks off
Dapped.
with our item. Yeah.
I think we should buy all the healing potions here.
Okay, I mean, I got a nice set of armor. That's heavy, so
We got some good armor.
all I really want right now is, other than that, is the ring of swimming so I don't drown, which is my biggest concern.
Okay. And let's get these 7 healing potions, the 2 greater healing potions, and any other potions that look good.
I mean, Potion of Speed is sick for one of our marshals, probably.
It just lets you
Osric or
have haste on
Hyman.
yourself for 1 minute without concentration. And as Jonal knows from a different campaign, haste is fucking broken on fighters.
The
Okay,
problem with
so-
haste is you only get 1 weapon attack with it.
That's not a problem. I don't know.
It's still really good.
It's a free weapon.
is
You
good.
get to move twice as much too.
That's what I...
Yep.
I mean, we are the party of a fast dwarf. Like, we could be even faster dwarves.
The sneaky dwarf and the fast dwarf. Concerning. Those are things you hear about.
Those are things that go bump in the night.
The goblin stories.
I think the potion of diminution and growth together is a good deal. For 489 gold.
A portion of growth would make Osric actually terrifying.
Yeah. I think...
Smash him with my big ass dwarf dick.
Who...
Alright.
I would... I would suggest that I would take the potion of diminution, being that I'm already the smallest, and so getting even smaller is more valuable there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the idea was that you have to buy both because you have to drink the other one to go back down again.
No.
No.
I think they were.
It's just a joke discount.
Oh, that's funny.
Otherwise, I agree with buying all the healing potions.
Yeah.
That's a great deal.
That's only $650 total. And then
you
you want
speed.
600 for this potion of speed. That's
Yeah.
$1250.
And then it
And,
was
For what?
489 for the two big and
Did you-
small
Ice potions.
Did you include the 2 potions of greater healing in that?
Yeah, they're only 150 each, right? Did I
Yeah.
get that number
Yeah.
wrong?
Nope. You're
Yeah.
good.
All right.
You want to get
Yeah,
potions of
leaves
mind
us
reading and
with-
read people's minds?
1739.
No.
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 I don't know what's on inside their heads. People are evil. It's a bad place to be.
Doesn't have a reason why you get the potions.
No, I don't want to see that.
Alright. Well, after a hearty day of shopping, going through shop by shop and seeing what has been made available to you all, you will set in your orders. The potion... Honestly, you guys are just carrying a shit ton of stuff. Osric is just carrying like 2 cases of potions underneath each arm. His backpack feeling exceptionally light. Jonal is likely hiding his new brooch and mantle underneath his cheap-ass clothing he's wearing so that no one just walks up and rips it off and then runs away. Thymon's carrying all the weapons, including Osric's new +2 greatsword for now, as well as a demon staff, whatever the fuck that is.
It's for the homeless.
Okay. Armor
What?
has been
How
purchased.
about
But is there anything else that is maybe non-magical that you guys are wishing to seek or spend money on this day? And then we will move into the rest of the long rest and then preparing for next session. As we aim towards the ocean.
Osric's gonna scrap anything that we don't need. He's scrapping his great axe. He doesn't need it anymore. Got a great sword now.
Rest in peace, great axe.
Rest in peace, great axe. Killed a lot of people with that great axe.
It was a great
good
axe.
great axe?
Really good great axe.
Pax will go to a flower shop and buy a couple small vases and a collection of flowers.
We do so.
For your
He'll buy
water nymph Weiss?
No, it's a thing he does for his parents used to do on tier sacrifice. He's gonna do for y'all.
Go ahead and spend, I don't know, 1 gold per vase.
Okay. Spends all of this money.
Do you think... Is there anything that we could get that for relatively cheap that maybe could be a good gift for a water nymph?
Cask of ale. Fire wine.
Fire wine.
We still have 7,000 gold left, so.
Yeah, I mean, it was a cask of ale they wanted last time, right?
They love...
Let's get 2.
You'll find out that the way the Poor Quarter bribes off water nymphs from stealing people is literally to give them unique, consumable things that are entirely gone once they are used. So they don't have, like, a need for jewelry or treasures. But, like, if you give them a potion of fire breathing, just for the taste alone, they will want that, yeah. So, spicy liquors, things that, honestly, don't belong in water at all. Eating, like, foods and stuff. They will just full-on take.
You think they like the taste of earth elemental gems?
No.
Feels a little
They
crunchy.
don't like jewelry.
No, it's a gem. You have to crush it, then it summons an earth elemental. They don't belong underwater.
Osric will buy the potion of fire breathing just because I think it'd be really funny to give a nymph that.
Okay.
Nice.
Here you go. Just
I look for a...
Yeah.
Think after we know that, I think we look for rare gelatinous edibles like Turkish delights and gelatins and treats and stuff with which to give the nymphs.
Okay. Go ahead and spend 200 gold on just consumable foods that you guys will carry around with you when you... I mean, you can't really make it watertight, and it's eventually going into the ocean no matter what, so I guess you don't really care.
It's gotta go in one of our empty chests.
Yeah.
Put glue around it.
You just fill a chest full of random bullshit with my... Hell
You just
yeah.
gotta wax the entire outside of the chest and you're good to go.
I subtracted the gold for the nymph offering, Osric, from that $5.99 I had, or $5.93 I had.
You should get rid of that 593 anyway, because I added it to our total.
Ah, got it.
You got fuck all.
I got
I'll
fuck
split
all.
the seven. I'll split whatever we have left when we're officially done shopping. When we officially call it.
Based.
For the time being, Pax, you can have 90 of my gold, just so you're not broke. So
I have 180 copper pieces. I'm not broke.
on the off chance you need a little bit of gold on hand, which you will always need a little bit of gold on hand, it's useful. It's just temporary 90 gold.
He's got
We
one
get-
This is why
point.
Osric never
He's
got rid of
fine.
his platinum. He still has his platinum.
Yeah, still have some
I
time.
lost my platinum, but I then regained my platinum by robbing halflings.
There you go.
Taste.
Okay. It sounds like we are done for the most part in terms of shopping. I'm sure we will have other things we'll forget about or come up with next week. However, we have some downtime to do. Now, last week, Belle was researching people and figuring out what the fuck was going on. But now that you have successfully done that and we have moved forward in the calendar, is there anything else you want to do during your long rest, Miss Belle?
That's a good question. I think there's a general idea that the party is trying to look at allies. I've heard this a couple of times from Jonal. And so I also see that there's this like nice folded up note in my instrument, it says I'm a wanted girl. And I have this costume that I really have wanted to been using for a while. So what I'm going to do is find I'm going to find the where the rich people go, where everyone is really pretentious, but they're not actually rich. They're the ones that have like a 3-story like suburb home and they want to pretend, right? And they go to
Snooty
like
medium
rowdies.
people.
Yeah, they go to rowdies and they drink white wine or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna find the
people.
fantasy equivalent of that, and I'm going to like disguise myself using all the like fineries of the like Hoarfrost witch that I took from her wardrobe. And I'm going to just like start casually trying to get benefactors. right? Everyone wants to join a cult when they're desperate. It's time to see who wants to freeze Sarl again, right? And so, like, as both an ability to kind of disguise myself in the most ostentatious way possible and to, like, potentially start getting benefactors, to start working the fake rich people scene around here.
Okay. Let me dwell on that for a second. I believe that there is an inherent deception to what you're doing to them.
Oh, so yeah, most definitely.
I would love to see a deception roll here. Ugh.
All right, deception roll it will be. I quite good at this. It's a 29, John.
Jesus Christ. You can deceive
30, come on.
Pants off a god.
I am an expertise in deception. I am deceitful.
You are deceitful.
Some of the teas.
And as you begin to visit people's residences or the local areas where these effectively upper merchant class live, these people who own ships and who make great voyages and merchant caravans, basically Bahamorans type of people. But, you know, he was sort of in the middle to high section. These are like the people who literally have merchant caravans and navies going on. And you head to their families and towards where these people congregate and start to work them. And on, like, the zenith of their winter holiday where they're celebrating all of their nation's heroes, this is working wonders for you, Belle. I want to make you a contact here that you specifically just, like, hone in on of, like, this person gets me exactly what I want immediately, and I'm gonna fucking ruin their
This
life.
person is the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go make a name for this guy or girl. 5E fantasy generator. There we go. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This man's name. Oh, that's a hard name to pronounce. That one isn't, though. Is named Sergius Diogenes.
Oh my goodness, Sergius.
Yes, Sergius is our boy. He is a man in his... Let's find out, actually. I love rolling dice. I love rolling dice. He's a man in his late 30s. A literal bootstrapper kind of guy who worked his way up from, like, the lowest levels of being essentially an indentured servant into owning his own goddamn ship. This 3-sailed sailing ship, he just does whatever the fuck he wants with it now.
He lives on a houseboat, John?
He has a houseboat, literally. He has a house. He doesn't like living in it. That's where his family lives. He prefers staying on the open water. And although he could go on these fucking merchant voyages, go and travel the world, he's already done that. He's been on a boat since he was a kid. Now, he's just sort of wasting away on all of his family's riches. A wealthy guy whose means have already been met, his family's set for life, and he's just kind of doing his own thing. When you, like, find this guy, and you're like, oh my god, he's got a boat. He has money. He could take us wherever we want to fucking go in the ocean. We're about to go to the fucking ocean. He's probably looking for unique experiences.
Oh, he is.
You make contact with this guy and say what?
All right, so is this like our introductory like moment, or have we met and like schmoozed a little bit?
I think you've schmoozed a little bit. You figured out this guy exists. And you're like,
okay, right. So Sergi, baby. I'm gonna tell you something.
What?
The world's a mess, right? You see it. You know it. You crave the adventure of a lifetime. Me and my people, we can give it to you. We are so unbelievably close to a breakthrough that will change your life and everyone else's life forever. Think about it. Magic's long forgotten. You could have your name associated with history.
What would my name
All we
be?
need... Huh?
What would my name
I'm sorry,
be?
John, I didn't hear what you said.
What would
the
my name be? He shouts now.
Okay. Your name? Whatever. Sergi. If you want to be called something other than what you are, all you need to do is tell me. I can make it happen. My tongue is as honeyed as there is. Your name will spread across the entire city, maybe even the world. What do you want to be called? What is the hero's name attached to history?
I want to be known, not as Sergius, but as Sergio.
Sergio. A wonderful name. I need you to buy into our pyramid scheme here. And then I start listing out all the things that he could help us accomplish, right? There's contacts with the mayor, or whatever contacts he has, right? Use of his glorious boat to, sail into lands unknown. You could lead with us, right? And I'm just selling him on, give us your money, your political support, and your access to the waterways, I suppose, are the three things.
All right.
But where's your boat?
I have to be upfront with you, Belle, because I am ready to leave this life. But I've been waiting for an opportunity. I'm not gonna lie. Let's cut the bullshit real quick. Don't fuck with my family, because I would get obliterated by the laws here, because she's connected to several judges, alright? It was a noble marriage. It wasn't for love. It was purely for connections. However, my idiot kid, fucking hate him. Much as I hate him, I can't leave him destitute.
Of course not. We would never leave him destitute.
All
We're here to change the world, Sergio. We're not here to...
You're goddamn right. Alright, next up, piracy. How much of a pirate are you going to be? He just starts... he's just ready to jump onto the extreme. On a 29 and on the 14 inside, he's like, oh, fuck it. I did a fucking attitude check. He's actually down to clown.
All right, yeah. Then maybe I'm a little more forthright. Well, the rules of this, deteriorating and corrupt society need to be flaunted on occasion, but we're not here.
Society.
We do.
Oh God.
In tone, I basically tell him that we will do as much piracy as you want to do. How much piracy is he into?
We're gonna find out.
All right.
I need you to roll me 3D 1000.
Absolutely.
I want to know more about Sergio.
1,424.
I'm looking at just the numbers.
Or,
themselves.
sure, fair. Yeah.
Oh, he's gracious. That's the first thing we know about him. Write this down.
He's gracious and down to clown.
He's down to clown, gracious. 789 is... serious. Yeah, that seems about right. He's serious about his clowning. And then 267... Oh, there's one red flag, Bell. He swears he's an empath. He is an empathetic man.
Well, of course. That's how I marked him. I was looking for somebody
I know exactly
that thinks
what
that.
you're thinking, he tells you. And I'm ready to rock.
Oh, excellent. And so are we. As soon as we can blow this joint, we have all kinds of crazy plans.
You and your friend should stay at my local villa.
Whoa, absolutely.
Yes.
We should.
Indeed.
What a perfect place to stage the next coming of the World Society.
The World Destruction Committee has begun. You guys are moved suddenly on effectively Christmas Day to a nice vineyard in the northern territory of the city, where there are dozens of servants getting ready for the winter, I guess, festival of the year, just in this local farming community where they're drinking this lovely wine. This is probably where you get all of your wine in the first place, or a connecting winery. It's great. It's seafood nonstop. Great. You guys can get as fucked up as you want on wine. And nobody asked where Belle made this connection.
Of course not. Lady has to keep
We've learned
secrets,
better than
right?
to ask her.
So that is what Belle gets to during this long rest. What about the rest of you? Who else wants to go? Red, do you have something you want to do?
I always have things I want to do, which is just try to see if they're selling more monster parts for my terrible amalgamations.
Monster parts? On the
Yeah.
day the hero killed the living mother of monsters? Hell yeah. Let me go roll a d20 real quick. And tell me highs or lows.
I'm a low guy.
You're a
I
low
roll
guy.
really low all the time.
There's one thing. But, Thymond, you're struggling to find a use if you were to buy it. It is the right molar of a juvenile kraken.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It's not, like, as big as you thought it'd be. It's, like,
Could you,
maybe about as big as your leg.
It was very juvenile.
Only
Yeah.
big as my leg. That does.
I mean, you can't really put a stick on it. You can't sharpen it down. It's just enamel, right? You want to make the greatest of weapons. I mean, sure, you could maybe file it into, like, a stake, but you already have a great axe. So what would you do with this, Thymond? It's a
Like
mold.
something I could do
What
with
the
it
fuck?
that's really cool.
Turn into a
Helmet.
chair? Like a stool or something?
Oh.
But if you want to buy it for 200
Knee
gold,
pads.
it's yours.
Only 200.
Yeah.
That's a steal, honestly.
Okay. If you want to buy it and figure out something to do with it, by all means.
Why not?
One day, Thymond comes home on Christmas Eve with the biggest, like, a stool-sized chair or tooth of a sea monster.
Hey guys. Hey, they're just selling this thing. You had to be there.
You spent how much on that?
200.
Coppers?
Over?
Nope. Gold. I think you guys are looking down upon me, and you haven't like looked at my axe for a while. Like, if you've looked at my axe, this is very explainable. It is made
We
of
just
a
look down
mountain-
on you for your stature, Diamond.
Okay, but look at my shoes.
We've all
They're
looked
pretty
at your
cool.
shoes, Diamond.
Yeah, and they're cool. Okay, this is how you get cool things. You buy monster parts and you make them into cool things.
So are you
Seems to
just
be
gonna
a
like
dwarven
wear that
fascination.
as a hat or what?
That is a great point. I haven't thought about
You know,
that.
carry this
Like a
around as
helmet?
like a chair or something. I mean, it's quite unwieldy, to be honest.
Even the other dwarf agrees. And that's saying something.
I'm not carrying it for you. That's all I'm saying.
Thymond, they don't understand. They don't understand the
understand.
appeal. This is part of a legendary monster.
A kraken hat. Like this was part of a kraken, guys. Name the last time you saw a kraken.
You know I haven't, but I certainly smell one right now.
Yeah, and there's something special about that.
Is there?
I certainly smell.
Distinctly fishy, yes.
I see.
I will let you stew on that for a little bit, Rad, if you want to figure out what to craft this bad boy into.
You can't even turn it into a stew. It's a tooth.
It's just a big old tooth. Osric, you look like you're ready to do something. You have any downtime
For Osric, this is a very religious day.
Yeah.
So he's gonna celebrate by working out, getting really angry, destroying some things, probably being just a general menace, you know.
Very religious day.
Very religious day. Very religious day. I want to go cause some mayhem really quick. Excuse me.
You know, you're not the only troublemaker in town. All the gods were supporting Tyr, including the dwarves, including the elves, including all of the humans. Even a dragon or two was against Tiamat at the very end there. There's all sorts of people celebrating this day with some glorious chaos. Do you have any...
Osric just does it while raging, because he has to.
I'm like you, except raging.
You meet like another barbarian who just like furiously lock eyes with you and just shakes your great big meaty hand.
Yeah, we fight. We fight in the street.
Yeah, just physically fight. Just punch his head in.
We're like crying while we do it. It's just, it's really heartfelt.
Glorious.
It's really beautiful.
There's catharsis in the end. Pax or Jonal?
Well, Pax had an idea.
No, you get to go last since you have the idea. I want to put Jonal on the spot.
I think this is for like the whole week.
Yeah.
So I think I'll avoid the holiday where Osric is going crazy, and maybe the day after, you know, hangover day. Gotta avoid that one. But then I think the day after that, I'm gonna come and talk to Osric. And Osric, I was thinking about our quest.
Okay.
And it seems there are many players in the game now. I think we have to get serious.
Oh.
Maybe that's one way to get serious, but they seem too far-flung for us to simply kill every contender. I mean,
I was fine with getting serious. That ain't no problem. I suppose the issue is that we seem to keep running into issues. And you know, is that divine? I don't know. I'm feeling a little closer to God today. But I also believe that this is a mission from my God to ensure that you do the thing that you want to do, and if that means I have to kill some folks, I'll do it.
That's the thing, is I think there's maybe better ways than just killing every folk we come across to achieve what we need to. I think we need friends.
Do you have someone in mind? Is that where you're getting at? You're not speak plain to me, Janelle.
I truly don't know the nature of these inner eye tower folks. They might not be the worst people to have on our side, they have something we have a decided lack of, which is the ability to do divination, to see what is to come or what is currently happening.
This is my concern with this group of peoples, is that if they could indeed divine, as well as they say they do, I think perhaps they would have seen this coming along, before us, and could have done something about it before we got involved. And the fact that they're now involved, I think, speaks more to the fact that they are only interested because something is going the way they don't want it to go. And I don't know if that means that they're not going to have control, or they don't think that we're good enough to do this. All right. It could be, I don't know what inner eye means, but you should really only have 2 eyes, one if you're Pax. So it's just some sketchy shit to me, Janal. I don't know about all that.
Then who do you think we should go to help us?
The dwarves, obviously. Very straightforward folk. They won't fuck you up.
Do you have contacts?
Vaguely.
Osric has a strong introduction, okay?
Vaguely.
I mean, I'm happy with any allies that we can make that can help us.
I mean, I'm on a mission for my god, and I feel like if I find others that are similarly so inclined, they'd be willing to help us, purely based off the fact that this is, again, a mission from my god.
Well, who with power and resources,
There's also Pax's weird people, and considering the fact there was a statue of that creepy guy inside of one of the places that we went to, maybe that's good. I'm wanting to stay away from people that live in a tower and say that they have an extra eye. And, based on my conversation with them, they're very slippery folk. I did not like the way they talked to me.
So you are on a quest from your god. Is there some organization to your faith? Could we speak to a high bishop, or?
I mean, I ain't met none, but if we find one, we can talk to them. I mean, in my experience, this is not a common way that I follow this. This guy. Dwarves are not very religious, generally. And it was seen as kind of odd for me to have a change of faith, so to speak, so late in my life. But I'm sure if we found them, they would not turn us away.
How can we find them?
I just gotta go around and ask, I guess. Try to find a temple. I haven't been to one.
Do you think the temple
the other
here
day
might
I
be
saw
able
this
to...
guy in the street. He might have been part of the same group. I don't even know. We were just so happy to see each other and also angry.
And also angry.
I don't know. It's because
we were so happy, but also pissed.
And that's it's the one place to start.
Well, there's a temple here. We could get started asking others of faith what they know of centers for what god is it that you worship again?
I'm not gonna be able to pronounce his name correctly.
Valhalma.
Yeah. Valhalma. Right?
Yep. Also known as the Wrathbringer. Apparently his main claim to fame is he bit into Tiamat herself and ripped out a scale which got wedged in his teeth.
Yeah, he's real cool. But yeah, I mean, I imagine the people that follow him are very similar to myself, and hey, that's not a bad thing, right? I'm pretty great.
Absolutely. So let's go find them.
I guess we, for once in Osric's short time as an acolyte, he tries to actually contact other people that follow the same god.
Yeah, you guys will
He'll
head
try
down.
his best to make it seem like he knows what he's doing, and he's like, oh, what the fuck is the symbol again? Oh, shit. I wrote it down somewhere.
You guys will head down to the temple, where this is a multicultural city. There are representatives of every single faction in the coalition here. There are places of worship for dwarves specifically and their specific pantheon that all share space in this grand temple complex that's supposed to be here to respect everyone's gods equally as a grand showing of respect and prosperity. Before that, though, I think we may start next week on that, then. Since we only have 10 minutes left, and I want to give Pax his scene, where he goes up to you all.
Yeah. So, early in the morning on Tear Sacrifice, Pax, goes, to the water closet, whatever goes for a bathroom in this place.
Mm-hmm. The
And
shitter.
He goes to the shitter, and I think we had one day of downtime before Tear Sacrifice, or that's when it started.
You did.
So on his one day of downtime, he went and talked more with Lady Trinia, and then went around buying flowers and things like that. And this morning of Tear Sacrifice, he's in the shitter, and he has the 4 little black vases lined up, and he does a flower arrangement with white chrysanthemum and black roses and asphodels for the centerpiece. So white, black, white. And he sneaks back into the rooms, and he puts one where each of you will see it when you wake up. It's the same thing as Mom used to do for him on the same day.
How wonderful.
Yeah. And any other downtime he has would be just working to learn more about the Nightfallen and their order and other members and things like that Lady Trinia could give him. But the big thing was to do a little special flower arrangement for his party.
Would you like to tell us what these flowers represent for us unenlightened folk?
Sure. So white chrysanthemum is a flower typically used for mourning or hope. I have it right here. And then you have the black roses as a form of change, or well, they're dead, but they're vibrant black flowers. So they're, so you have hope and mourning, and then you have great change, in shadow, and then the asphodels in the middle. Where are those? They're a little haunting, and so it's hopeful change. It's just something his mom did every year. Like next year, we're going to have another good year. We're going to see our regrets and mourn our losses from our previous year, the loved ones we've lost, or the tragedies that befell us. We're going to honor those dead with the roses, and the asphodels are the beginning of new change.
Can I get everyone's, interior reaction when you all wake up and see these?
It's very beautiful and sweet.
I think Belle's very appreciative of that. All right, like that's a cool thing. She doesn't have family or stuff, right? Nobody celebrates holidays. I don't think she likes holidays, but like it's cool. She wanders around alone most of the time.
I don't think Jonal gets the symbolism, so he's just like, I'm not dead yet. You don't need to leave flowers in my grave.
Yeah, I think Osric just like throws him on his bed or something and just like,
You throw a vase full of waters and flour onto your
Oh,
bed.
it's in a vase. I'll put it on the bedside table.
What is, oh shit, there's
I was
water!
really nice of the maid to leave this for me. I wonder if she thinks I smell bad.
Pax, you will do this and watch as your companions have their little strange reactions, noticing just how maybe only Thyman truly gets it, or at least appreciates it with the understanding of what it means. You have 2 orphans in your party, or basically orphans in your party, and then Osric is just... He was born out, chiseled out of rock. He has a heart of stone.
More of a human thing, anyways.
Yeah. All of you will go through these downtime activities. And although it's a little bit early, why don't we all benefit from a long rest? Because I see some people's health are still a bit down. And then next week,
I like it.
Osric and Jonal will visit a temple, speak with the dwarven representatives there, and with your new contact, Sergio, as well as his boat, you all will set out on a high seas adventure, or I guess a shallow seas adventure, really, and dive into the cold water of the winter ocean. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna start tallying up experience points. Pax, why don't you just take a point of charity? Because you're so nice, you're so kind. And buying flowers for your companions, how can they not see you as just a little bit softer and weaker, you know?
That's fair. I'm at 5 charity.
Ooh, let me go see if something happens at 5. Reputation, my beautiful reputation. Nope, it's at 6. Unfortunate. Does anyone have 6 charity?
I do.
No, should be close.
Yeah, Janelle does.
Do you
Yep,
have
I'm 7 right now.
Oh shit.
Nice.
It's what I got at reliability 7, but for like 4 people.
Yeah. For poor people.
Did Belle want anything specific? from
True.
all
No,
this
not
shit
really.
that we bought?
No, I don't really have like a magic item wish list for her, or like, and she's not really a like armor and weapons type of character, right? I wasn't worried about getting anything.
Okay. Well, what we need to start dividing up stuff.
Start dividing up stuff once all of you take a flat 400 experience points for roleplay. And then I know that Rube has to immediately jet after stream, so we are gonna sort of cut this one just a itty bitty bit short, so that he can run down and get some real life stuff done. So, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you are doing good wherever you are. Any shout-outs you guys want to make before we head on out?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Shout out to a valuable person who was no longer with us, to Anubis. We didn't know him as well, but shout out.
Indeed, yes.
I have no words to add on to that. That would not make me seem a little bit insincere. So I will end the stream there. Thank you all. Have a good night.